Hey guys, and a very warm welcome back to What's for Tea, and I hope that I find you all very well indeed. Or if this is your first time here, a very warm welcome to you also. And if you like what you see, why not subscribe just before you leave? Right, so this is me making the classic potato gratin dauphinoise. Say that 5 times fast. That I was going to be doing last week, but as you guys know, when I went to dig out my food processor, I realised that I no longer had the attachment that I needed for the food processor. It just gives you lovely thin slices of potato, keeps them all exactly the same and ensures an even cooking. So yeah, so that came today, so that's what I'm making tonight. We're just going to have this with beef olives, but it goes with anything really, anything that you can have potatoes with. This just takes its place basically. And it's a classic French dish. It's absolutely delicious. If you like potatoes or potato based dishes, you're going to absolutely love this. And it's super simple to make. It takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours to cook, but it takes minutes to make. And it doesn't use many ingredients and is super cheap also. Right, so this is what you're going to need if you want to follow along with this wee recipe. First of all, you'll need a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. You'll need a teaspoon of garlic. You can use fresh garlic, or you can do what I'm doing and just use the stuff out the jar. It's just for the flavour, so it makes no difference. You'll also need 300 millilitres of double or heavy cream. You'll need a kilo of thinly sliced potatoes. Use a potato like Desiree, which I'm using, or Maris Piper's, King Edward's, something like that. You'll need 100 ml of full fat milk, you'll need 30 grams of butter, and you'll also need some salt and pepper to taste just as you go along. Right, so let's move on and we'll see what we do next. So this was the attachment I was waiting on, this white plastic thing. I had the blade, and it just slots in, snaps into place. I had the blade, but I didn't have the white plastic bit, and you can't use, the blade without it, unfortunately. So I'm just going to show you quickly how easy this machine deals with these tatties. You just pop your potato in, put the plunger in, and, turn it on, and that's it, done. These take seconds. You can try and do this by hand, but you're not going to get as even, a consistency. You're not going to get them all exactly the same thickness. And that's quite important because you want them to sort of cook at the same time and cook evenly. So that was it. That was 4 potatoes and it literally took 10 seconds. And this wee machine, it was only, I think it was about £15. It wasn't expensive. And you'd be surprised how, how handy they actually are. I don't know how I actually managed without one. So like I say, as you can see there, they're absolutely perfect. They're all exactly the same. Like I say, if you don't have one of these machines, try and use a knife. And just watch your fingers though. Don't be cutting yourself. So I'm just going to do the rest of the tatties. Oh, look at that, super quick. But once you've sliced your potatoes, guys, don't wash them because you're going to need that starch to help, hold your dish together. So that was that, that's them done. Like I say, it took seconds, as you've seen there. And they come out perfect every time. The next thing you want to do is grab a roasting tin. You can use a Pyrex dish, an oven proof dish. I'm using a tin just because it's the right size. It's exactly the right size for what I'm needing. It's about 2 inches deep. I'm trying to show you there, but it's quite difficult. So you want to use one round about this size, but you can of course use whatever dish you want. You can even do individual ones if you like. So first thing you want to do is grab your butter and your garlic and just smoosh them together into a sort of garlic butter if you like. And you're going to use this to grease your tin. And with the garlic being in the butter like that, it's going to infuse your whole dish with a lovely garlic flavour. Just like this. Be quite generous with it. Make sure you go up the sides and all over the bottom. And that's that. Next thing you want to do is combine your milk and cream and pop a wee bit into the bottom, not too much. This is just to help prevent sticking. Roll it around, make sure it's evenly covered. And just like that. And then you can go ahead and start layering up your potatoes. You just want to overlap them slightly. And just keep going until your first layer is done. And then you can pop on some more of your milk and cream mixture. Again, not too much. It doesn't have to be completely even either, because it's all just going to be, it's all going to stick together anyway. And then pop on a good pinch of pepper. This is just ground black pepper. A pinch or a couple of pinches of nutmeg. And then a good couple of pinches of salt on top of that. And you just want to repeat the entire process, guys. Like I say, just overlap them slightly. And it's quite important, like I say, don't wash your potatoes once you've sliced them, because you want that starch. And it's just another couple of ladles of your milk and cream mixture. Another good pinch of pepper. A couple of pinches of nutmeg again. And then a good pinch of salt. You can use as much salt, as you like. It'll just really depend on your own preference. And just go ahead and pop on the rest of your potatoes. And that was mine's finished. I'm just going to pop on my remaining milk and cream. That's the good thing about this as well, guys. I mean, there's no waste at all. And then again with your pepper, your nutmeg, and finally your salt. If you want to add grated cheese to the top of this, guys, you can by all means. But then it becomes a different dish again. I'm not using cheese. So I just pop it into the oven and gas mark to 300 degrees Fahrenheit or 150 Celsius for an hour and a half to 2 hours. So this was us 2 hours later. As you can see, it's lovely and golden brown now. You can either serve this straight away, guys, if you like it all ooey gooey and saucy. It's lovely and saucy at this stage. But what I like to do is I like to make it in advance. This is the morning. And then, chill it completely. And then it cuts beautifully. And then all you have to do is, ding it in the microwave for a couple of minutes. But, if I was just spooning this out onto the plate, I would just serve it now. But because I want to cut it, with the cookie cutter, I'm going to let this one cool down completely. Because if you try and do this whilst it's wet, it's just going to fall apart. So I made mine in the morning, and by the time it was tea time, it was lovely and cool and very, very easy to cut. As you can see there, I mean, it hasn't left any sort of residue or anything. It's come away really cleanly. I mean, you could cut this into squares as well. That would be quite nice. So that's what I've done. I've just layered one up on top of the other. I've cut out two and popped one on top of the other because it's quite, they're quite thin. So one of these on top of the other is just a lovely amount per person. You might get away with just one if it's for a kid, but if you're an adult, definitely two. because I'm a greedy person. Ah dear. So all you have to do now is plate it up. So that's the potato gratin. We had some beef olives and gravy, some garden peas and some runner beans or string beans and some extra gravy round the side. Oh, somebody was asking me, what are beef olives? So I'll just show you here. It's just sausages wrapped in a very, very thin steak. So that's all it is. I mean, it's simple. I've actually got a recipe. I popped it up a couple of months ago now for these beef olives. So if you want to try them, you could just check back in my recipes over the last couple of months and you'll find them. Very tasty. I enjoyed every mouthful. So did everybody else. Went down a treat. So thanks very much again, guys, for popping over and seeing what's going on. And I'll be sure to be back, and in the next few days with something else for you. But I'm keeping it a secret. I'm not telling you. Take care, guys. See you soon. Bye for now. Bye.